Hi, today we're going to get into how to use Microsoft Copilot, the paid version, inside Word. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in Copilot, and what I'm going to do first is say, so what I've said is create me a 2-page summary of the UK's modern industrial strategy launched in 2025. See what we get. Fantastic. And so it has given me a 2-page summary of the modern industrial strategy. Now I can tell you, if you say give me a summary of the latest UK modern industrial strategy, it will go back to 2017. And even if you give Copilot a link, it won't be able to follow that link. So you have to be very, very explicit about what you want it to give you a summary of. But when it gives you a summary, it's a pretty good summary. Now, what you can do is ask for other things. So make it more formal. You could, make it bullet pointed, etc. You can say keep it, and it takes that off. And then, of course, once you're in there, you can start to play with Copilot while you're in the document. You can take bits out. It's very cool, isn't it? Go to here, and you can say what do you want Copilot to draft, and you can say insert a summary. It puts a summary in there. Not that helpful. It's inserted a summary for this document in the middle. Okay, that's what I asked it to do, and that's what it did. So there you go. So you can use Copilot in Word to directly start producing you that first draft. What I will say is check it. You need to check Copilot more than you would check ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, in my view. It gets it wrong more often. It more often defaults to sort of stored data rather than the very latest data. It doesn't automatically do deep thinking, etc. So please check it and use it very much as a guideline for your own work. All right, let's move on and look at what else it can do. So in this document, I've got some bullet points around the lifelong learning entitlement. So if I go over here to Copilot, I can give it some instructions. So I can say keep writing this, structure and refine, insert summary, chat with Copilot. And what I want to do is put this into a narrative style report, filling out the bullet points. So what I've asked it to do is to change it from bullet points into a narrative style report. It's done the first bit, it's done the core concept. See if it complete the whole document, does it? It does. Okay, so it did the first bit, and then I had to tell it to complete the whole document. What it's done is just transferred all of these bullet points into this narrative, right down to a conclusion. Cool. I'm not sure it's done it all. Complete sections 4 to 7. So interestingly, rather than just add to it, it writes it all again. Let's see, here we go. So it's done the whole document now. So as you can see, it took me 3 goes at it. So I think you do have to be a little bit more persistent with Copilot. One of the things that it doesn't do is learn your style. So you will need to craft high quality prompts to make sure that you get what you want first time. But in terms of actually doing the work, once you get there, it's pretty good. Let's move on. Okay, so here I've got some bullet points, a list of risks, and what I want to do is go in here and say create a structured table. So I want to see whether it will create a structured table for this document. And it has. So it's put the risk in, description, likelihood, mitigation. Pretty good. It's only done it for the first risks. complete the whole document. Let's see if we can get it to do the whole document. No. It says something went wrong. Try again in the next few minutes. I think it's got a limited context window, so it can only deal with so much data at once. So it will do the structured list. Getting it to complete the whole document, a bit more challenging. Certainly, if you were using one of the other models, it would do all of it in one pretty easily. Let's move on. All right, if you want to summarize a large document, now if you've documents in your local files, you can just sort of add a file in. Files, you can add meetings in, emails, etc. So if it's in your documents, you can. If you want to take something in from outside, then what you need to do is to open up your Copilot here and drop a document in. And then you type in, please summarize this. It will go through, just like you would do in ChatGPT, etc. And here we go, we get the summary. And it gives me pros and cons because I've asked it to act like I normally act. An executive summary. You can copy this and you can paste it into your Word document. So do the work over here and then copy and paste it into here. And it's pretty good using Copilot alongside your Word document and then dropping that into your Word document as you craft it. Yep, very cool. Can't do it inside the document. You can't just drag the document in and say summarize this. You've got to do it externally and then drop it in. But very cool, very useful. Let's move on. So as you know, I work in a university and we need to reference everything. So one tip you can do is with your prompt, write a section on market entry strategy, including APA, in-text citations and a reference list. There we go. Market entry strategy, and it's given us the in-text referencing and then the references at the end. Of course, check them because they will from time to time make them up. But in terms of improving your writing, increasing your writing, making sure you have the right references, then using this sort of prompt, really, really useful. Okay, that's Copilot in Word. Is it amazing? I think there are better tools out there, but in terms of having something in your business that you can use every day to help you with your work, to help you do research, to help you format different bits of your document into tables, etc., I think it's pretty good and pretty useful. You get using it. You let me know what you're using it for in the comments below. Have I missed anything? Is there anything that you use it for inside Word that I've missed? If there is, let me know and I can add it into the video. All right, I've been the Professor. I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye for now.